Right off the bat, let's just do the Legend of Vox Machina.
Yep.
Right away. So I did a bunch of when Miracle suggested this show to me, I'm weary of most animation. DC stuff involving DC characters I will watch almost anything of, because in general DC does much better animated than they do live action. But in general, animation is not really my bag, though it's been more so lately when I'm looking for stuff to review that just, if you want to keep identity politics out of it and you want it to be more about the storytelling, you're much better off in the animation world than you are in live action, because that's where the influence is. But we watched the show, and when I got done with it, the first thing I noticed when I heard the show is I heard Ashley Johnson's voice right away. She's an actress, very, very good journeyman actress. She's been, if you've watched any amount of network television, you've likely seen her in at least one guest starring role in a show you've watched as, kind sister number one. But she plays the tech nerd on the show Blind Spot. It was a very, very good, had a good 5-season run. Her dad in the show is played by Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he is but he doesn't play another person. He plays Bill Nye the Science Guy is her dad.
Of course,
it's actually really funny. So she's a fantastic actress. And then I also learned that one of the other characters. So we've got I've got the wiki. I just wanted to pull it up here. So we've got Vexalia, which is Vex and Vax. I wonder how much they laughed about having a character named Vax in 2022.
I don't know.
And then, but the character of Vex is played by Laura Bailey, who plays Lois Lane in the DC animated movies that we just reviewed. What did we just review? Injustice. We gave it an average review, but she was the lead Lois in that episode. Granted, she was only in it for...
Yeah.
She tragically meets her end there. But in general, I thought it was quite engaging for a show. I don't think it needed the vulgar humor.
No, but it's like, I think they're trying to approach it as adult cartoons.
No, it is. It's absolutely it felt very Cartoon Network, or I'm sorry, very Adult Swim. Yeah, it felt very Adult Swim. And what I didn't know going into this, that this was the reason I mentioned Ashley Johnson. There's my very, very ADHD brain. This is based on the YouTube series Critical Role, or are they more popular on Twitch now?
They're popular on Twitch, I believe, because Twitch doesn't really... they don't really care about censorship that much, unless like
Twitch doesn't.
That's wrong.
Unless there's like boobies, then they don't care.
Well, then you just get the hot tub streamers and the weird ASMR
Sucking
streamers.
mics.
Yeah, the AS. Like, I'm always impressed by the ingenuity of these women. Like. Capitalism is king to these women, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, you know what? If you're going to ban my hot tub stream, I'm going to do ASMR. And if you ban my ASMR, I'm going to do this. Good for them.
The hottest women in the world right now are licking mics as we speak.
So,
right, lick it.
But no.
Oh.
But the thing about this show is it's based on Critical Role, which is a YouTube and Twitch series of Dungeons and Dragons. It's tabletop gaming, basically, right? And they did an initial Kickstarter and raised $750,000. Which in this world is not really that. I mean, that's a lot of money, but if you're going to make an 8-episode series, you need way more than that, especially with animation, right? So they eventually, I found an article here called Legend of Vox Machina, and it's how they got started, and it talks about them pitching the show to various networks before Amazon finally picked it up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the show as a whole?
I really like it. Like, it's something different.
What is it that you like the most about it?
Well, I'm kind of opposite of you. I like the vulgar humor a little bit.
I figured you would. She is 12 years old at heart.
She is my daughter, after all.
She is.
And my favorite character, who's my husbando, is Percy.
That's the guy with the gun, right?
Yeah, the guy with the glasses.
The guy who puts on the mask at the end. I didn't understand. I'm assuming that's so. That's
going to be like in episode 4, I believe.
One of the things I read was that this is based off the 2015, the first campaign they did in 2015. So the story is loosely based on this first D&D campaign that they did back then. I don't know how much of it actually makes into the writing, but it is interesting that like in a world now where we're constantly upset that everything's a reboot, everything is a remake, everything is some type of poor adaptation of something that's old, we're at least seeing them adapt something newer. I would have never guessed that that's what this was from unless I had if I hadn't recognized Ashley Johnson's voice and then done more research. And then as Miracle knows, I'm always looking at IMDb for some reason.
My favorite thing was because I remember when they pitched the idea and they announced that they're going to have a cartoon series, I watched them do like the live reading for it. So like all the Critical Role members, they were reading their lines while like acting out like the parts for episode 1. So like I actually watched the part where like she pretends to throw up. Yeah, and I was like so excited when it came out.
The first note I made was that the tavern scene at the beginning is really good.
That's the part I love.
It's a great introduction to the characters. It does kind of lean into the crude humor. A character throws up in the mouth of another character because they're drunk as they're fighting. If it was up to me, they'd just make a whole show based on the dog, or I'm sorry, the bear.
The bear.
On Trinket, there's a bear that's just he's just there.
It's not because Brett's a furry.
I'm not. In general, I know that where a lot of the money must have come from is Krieg. The character of Krieg is played by David Tennant, and David Tennant was the 14th. He was like the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who. He's also from the show Broadchurch. He played Kilgrave and Jessica Jones. He's a very accomplished. Oh, he also did the really, really horrible rendition of one of the characters in one of the Harry Potter movies where he was trying to do his best Heath Ledger impression. That wasn't his best work, but in general, David Tennant is a very, very sought-after actor. So him, Indira Varma was another...
Oh, no way! Felicity Day was in it?
I don't know which episode she... Oh, yeah.
She was Bandit number 2.
Felicia Day.
Yeah.
Yes. But Indira Varma is a very accomplished British actress as well, so it wouldn't have been cheap to get these people to do these, to even for guest speaking roles. Would have cost them some money.
But did they raise more than that, or just...
No, yeah, basically, I'm guessing that $750K would have financed maybe an episode or two. The rest of it would have been funded by Amazon, through Amazon Prime. This is every week. So the first 3 episodes are on Amazon Prime now, and then they're going to be every Friday for the foreseeable future. I believe it's going to be 8 or 12 episodes. But down here in this, I wanted to go more into this because this is more interesting. I do think it's a recommend. Yeah. Personally, I find the non vulgar elements the most endearing. Like Scanlan is the most annoying character to me. Yeah. Because he's very clearly there to be vulgar. And to be...
I think he's like the comedic relief.
The more comedic relief.
That took me a long time because my eyes started twitching again.
Yeah. So it says the group quickly realized that fans didn't have the same mental barriers, so they took the project directly to them. They came through for us and raised $750,000. But then when you get down here, it says the epic fundraising milestone also made it hard for Hollywood to overlook the demand for the series. So the large amount that they raised is what helped the show get picked up to series, right? Whether $750,000 is a lot to fund multiple episodes is irrelevant. It's a lot of money to the average person. Yeah. So it proves that the interest is there and the engagement is there. And as you know, engagement is extremely important when it comes to this stuff because they can't just have general interest. People have to be able to interact with these things digitally now for the value to be seen.
And definitely in that brand. That brand, they do a lot of upselling. They got a lot of merch. So the fans are all about it.
Yep.
I did think it was funny. There was a lot of before this came out and I didn't know what the name of the show. I knew they were making an animation based on the show. I was like, it's going to be called Critical Role. I had no idea. No. I didn't know that this was the name of the show. I remember there being articles about fans that were pissed when they found out that they make money doing this because that's just you get the audience you court, right? And D&D and tabletop gaming is going to court a specific audience that's going to be very how dare you profit off this?
Top 1% salary earners, 100%.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own place. No one lives with their mom.
Nope. And all of these actors, these are all successful. It's not like these are just nobodies. These are successful voice actors. Ashley Johnson, like I said, a main cast character on a show that went 5 seasons that would now be in syndication, is not hurting for money, but they're passionate about the project, what they're doing. So they had to do this stuff while working full time. And I don't know if like you guys know how much work goes into making a live action television show. Your time is limited because you're on set a lot. Right. So I remember reading somewhere that, I mean, he's a leading character, but when Stephen Amell was doing Arrow, it was like 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. So if you're in an ensemble cast, maybe it's not 18 hours a day, but you're doing 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then you got to do press. Where do they fit the time in to do these things?
Yeah,
I think it's because like they buy their studio for a set amount of time, and they have the insurance for it for a set amount of time. So
and they sign contracts for so they got to get the most out of them. But to me, the best part of it was definitely I find Ashley Johnson's character. That's Pike, right? I find her character to be the most endearing. I like Laura. I do. I
found her really annoying.
It could be I have an attachment to that actress as other characters, so that could be part of what draws me to it. I think that I'm guessing Lady Allura plays more of a role later on, right? Because it's got her listed for... Oh, no, it's only got her listed for 3 episodes. So I don't know how accurate. It's got all the main characters listed at 13. They might only have the guest characters listed at 3 episodes because that's how many they've seen so far.
Yeah.
But they expect the main cast to be in more. So this could change down the line. If it does, I would expect her and obviously the guy who plays the king... to perhaps play more of a role, but it's the bad guys. That's what Silas Briarwood.
Yep.
And what's his wife's name? Not Lady Kima.
No. What is it?
I don't know what the wife's name.
Delilah.
Delilah. They're very good. The voice actors there are very good at portraying very bad people in a very clever and charismatic way. They're vampires?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you watched episode 3.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, but I'm just saying they don't really say it out loud, so I'm just going... I saw him bite a dude's neck, so I have to assume that means vampire.
Yeah, they bit Vax's neck to get that Vax.
So does that make him a vampire? Or does it have to be at a full moon? I have no idea how that works.
I don't know. We'll see on episode 4, which comes out on Friday.
Grog is also probably my other favorite character.
Grog reminds me too much of Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be. He's a big hulking dude with like he doesn't say much, but yeah, he's
No, he does say much, and like a lot of people think he's a idiot of
that
the
he's
group.
Dumb. That they think he's dumb.
Can relate.
Dane's like felt that.
Big dumb guy?
Felt that. So they go into detail here where they talk about it says there are many guest stars involved in Legend of Vox Machina and the podcast series, and they may make an appearance in the show. So a lot of the people that have done guest appearances on the show that's on Twitch and on YouTube may end up making their own appearances here in the show in the animated version. So that would be
milking it for cash, buddy boy.
Well, and if this does well, then they'll get multiple seasons
for sure.
So it says based on campaign 1 of Critical Role from 2015, which started off as a home game of Dungeons and Dragons and ran on Geek and Sundry's Twitch channel from 2015 to 2017. The campaign can be watched on YouTube and consists of about 400 hours of gameplay. Like, can you imagine being a person who watched like all 400 of that and they're like, they cut out all the best parts?
No, they exist.
No, those people are. There's the people who like. One thing I found when doing stuff like this is like everybody enjoys entertainment in their own way. Yeah. Like there's people who collect like call sheets for TV shows and like get obsessed with like what time they're called to set and figuring out what order scenes are shot in. Wow. It's like it's a monument to the way the human brain is different for each of us. That everybody can watch something, they can see the same image, watch the same show, like it, but like it for completely different reasons that you would never expect. And that's kind of the beauty of these forms of entertainment to me. As far as this goes, it's a little bit outside my wheelhouse as far as like what I would normally be interested in, but the story behind how it got made is fascinating enough to me to keep me interested in watching week to week. Something bad would have to happen for me to lose interest, I think, at this point. It's general enough storytelling.
I would just give up if they kill off my husbando, Percy.
Well, he looked like he was about to be taken into custody at the end of episode 3.
I know, but if something bad happens to him, I'm rage quitting.
Of course you like the violent person who's hurting people for no reason.
No. I like how suave he is.
Well, but right before he hurts somebody for no reason. Miracle's telling us that she's saying the quiet part out loud.
She is my daughter after all.
She is, of course, your daughter.
Yeah, my last name is actually Font. It's not Sam.
Yeah.
My baby girl.
It says the group name Vox Machina is a reference to the fact that all the players are voice actors. That's very clever. I just think that stories like this are kind of interesting, that we're in this kind of changing time period for entertainment where 20 years ago somebody would have been like, oh, what? A show based on who the hell tabletop games?
I don't know, because like Felicity Day like started the whole thing too, so that's why I'm kind of excited that she was in one of the episodes.
She started the show?
She's a part of a show that's called Tabletop.
Felicia Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's like the Obama for like that level of dork.
Exactly.
They just go nuts about her. She's the seal of approval.
Yeah, she's not just a voice actress though, because I've seen her face in other stuff before.
Yeah, she's an actor. She was in Supernatural.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm. That might be what I'm thinking of. I'm not a huge Supernatural fan, but I do know a lot of people that love that show. And they're apparently, hopefully, going to have one of the actors who played a larger role in that. His name's Mark Pellegrino. They want to get him on for Tim. He's like a lifelong libertarian. He plays Lucifer.
Him. Yeah.
No, not the show Lucifer. He plays Lucifer in Supernatural.
Okay. Well,
the blonde guy.
The blonde guy.
I'll search up a picture.
She was in Con Man, which was that was a Nathan Fillion series. The Librarians. That might have been one of that show was fantastic.
That show was super good.
I loved that. So yeah, she's really good. I do think it's a recommend if you're looking for just a good time watching an animated series. This is definitely something that you could watch and get something enjoyable out of.
This guy, Dane. You guys can't tell.
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah.
He's another one of those actors. You've seen him in something, even if you don't realize that you've seen him in it. So.
He's always bad.
Yeah, I am so excited. Like Sarah wants to stay like after hours just to meet him, and I'm just gonna stare. Stare. What? Sarah Noble.
Really?
Yeah, she wants to stay after hours to meet him because like Supernatural is really good. We grew up on this.
She likes him for Supernatural. I like him because he's like the bad guy in the second episode of the show Burn Notice.
Yeah, girls love that show for the plot.
Oh, plot.
That's what girls love about that show, the plot.
Well, he was also, if you guys don't know anything about Supernatural and like you're more hip to the things, he was also in 13 Reasons Why as Bill.
He's one of those actors that gets a lot of work. So, yes, I do think it's a recommend. I think that go and watch it. If you like crude humor, it's in there. If you don't, it's not so over the top that it ruins. Like I said, I didn't really think it was necessary, but it's not so over the top that it'll ruin your enjoyment of the show. It'll kind of remind you of a more heartfelt version of an old animated show, from the weekend, from Cartoon, not Cartoon Network, from Adult Swim.
Oh.
So I definitely think it's a recommend. Miracle says it's a recommend unless they kill off her favorite character.
I know. Somebody needs to like get me merch from this show because I really want one. Now, I bet you there's.
She doesn't pay for her own streaming services either. This is such women privilege. Like someone buy me this merch.
No, I bought my own. I bought my own food. I bought my own blender, which I'm really thankful. It's a blender that basically washes itself when you put water in it.
She's literally
hot.
Yeah.
She's literally looking for like approval for doing the bare minimum of being an adult. I bought my own food.
You got it.
Yeah, I cook my own food.
There we go.
That's
more than 85% of the population.
Yeah, and I do my own laundry, and I set up my own bed frame that I didn't set up for 3 months after.
But you want people to buy you stuff.
No, I just said if you guys want to.
I mean, I want people to buy me stuff too.
I'm going to put my Amazon wish list in the link. Yeah. That's one of the weird, that to me, that's one of the weirdest things. People, guys just buy women stuff from like Amazon wish list.
No,
you got to start licking mics.
Dude.
Yeah. No, I had this one person that I grew up with. We knew each other from high school, and he got a girl pregnant. I think that was his wife now, but like she got pregnant. They were both in Germany, and she listed on her Instagram bio her Amazon wish list for her baby. And like legit people were buying it because I was like really curious like who's actually buying her stuff, and like they almost filled half of the list already.
1 out of 10. How hot is she? I'm guessing a 9.
No, it doesn't even need to be that hot.
Not even?
No, you don't need to be hot if you're a girl and.
But
you're
she has a. Dude, usually if you have a kid and a husband, like
no, like she was like pregnant like during the time, and like She doesn't post pictures of her husband.
Of course not.
No, and he's in the military too.
Oh.
So she's traveling with him.
I'm not gonna comment on this story.
No, you can find out on TikTok. They can do that for you. But
Brett, change the topic. I'm about to go off.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
bye.